The Torah in this week's Parsha has something which is referred to as the Tochacha. The Tochacha is a very long description of what's going to happen to the Jewish people when they don't keep the Torah and when they don't do the mitzvos. Some of the things that are described there are terrible, terrible things that when we think about are really gruesome and terrible and horrible. And it's puzzling to think, how do the Jewish people fall so low that they need these terrible, horrible, gruesome punishments? How could they have fallen so low? Why don't they do tshuva? Why don't they return to the ways of Hashem? And how do they fall down this rabbit hole in the first place? If you look towards the end of the Tochacha, I think the Torah gives us a hint. And it's a hint that it's something that we all need to think about and we all need to apply to our own lives. The Torah says, why are all these things happening to you? Not only because you didn't do the mitzvos, because tachas asher avati es Hashem Elokecha b'simcha u'mituv lev merov kol. This is happening to you because you didn't serve Hashem b'simcha, with joy and with a full heart, when everything was good and everything was going well. A lot of times, even when we're doing the mitzvos, even when we're learning Torah, we look at it as a burden. We look at it as an annoyance. We look at it as something which is hard for us and we have to try to fit it into our lives. The Torah is telling us we have to realize not only do you have to serve Hashem, you have to serve Hashem b'simcha, with joy. What does that mean? That means that if we truly realized and recognized what a special schus, what a special honor, what an amazing opportunity it is for us to daven, to learn, to do mitzvos, to do acts of kindness, to give tzedakah, to perform the many, many mitzvos which we have daily, and the mitzvos of the Yom Tovim which are coming up. If we realize what a tremendous schus, what tremendous merit, what tremendous opportunity that is, we'd be overjoyed to do it. If you do it, but you feel like it's a burden, if you do it, but you feel like this is a hardship, this is an annoyance, the Torah is telling us that eventually that's going to lead to a point where you're not going to do them at all. If you look at the Torah as a burden, as a hardship, then eventually you're just going to give up on everything and things are just going to get worse and worse for you. Rav Moshe Feinstein very famously said about Jews in America who were Moser Nefesh, who sacrificed a tremendous amount to keep Shabbos during years where it was very difficult in general to find jobs, during the years of the Depression, and especially to find jobs where you can keep Shabbos. At that time, there were Jews, the work week was not a 5-day work week like we have today, it was a 6-day work week. And you had Jews who literally every Friday would quit their jobs because they didn't come in on Shabbos, and on Monday they'd have to start going and looking for work again, having a job, which is something that was very rare. And they were Moser Nefesh, they sacrificed tremendously. They said, we're not going to work on Shabbos. If we have to find a new job, even if we don't have anything, then we're going to do it anyways. We refuse to work on Shabbos. And many of their children, though, unfortunately left the path of a Torah lifestyle. They went, as we say, off the derech, and they became not observant. And people wondered, how could that be? Here you have these people who sacrificed everything. They when they had nothing, they still refused to work on Shabbos. How could it be that their children went off the derech? How could it be that their children didn't realize the sacrifice their parents are making to keep Shabbos and take that sacrifice upon themselves as well? Why wasn't that an amazing chinuch lesson, amazing lesson on educating their children the importance of Shabbos? Said Rav Moshe Feinstein, and the point of this is not to judge anybody, but it's to teach us a lesson about how we should live our lives. Moshe Feinstein said, because although they were Moser Nefesh, although they sacrificed tremendously, they did it with the attitude, of Shver Tzazani Yid, which means that they said it's hard to be a Jew. We'll sacrifice everything, but not happily. We'll give up everything. We'll give up any chance at financial security for Shabbos, but we'll do it begrudgingly. We say it's hard to be a Jew. We don't recognize the amazing schos, the amazing merit it is to keep Shabbos, and the amazing merit it is to sacrifice everything to keep Shabbos. That also is a tremendous schos, a tremendous opportunity. And again, not to judge them, but he said it was because they didn't serve Hashem b'simcha. They didn't serve Hashem with joy. That's why their children looked at that and they said, this is not something that's for us. That's a lesson that we all have to take to heart. Even when we're sacrificing, even when things are not so easy. It's not so easy to come to shul. It's not so easy to be in school. It's not so easy to do the things that in previous years were much, much easier for us because of all the restrictions we have. A person who has the attitude of, I'm going to continue to do everything I did before, and I'm going to do it with simcha, and I'm going to do it with joy, that's a person who is truly internalizing. That's a person who truly recognizes the schos, the merit that it is to serve Hashem. So let's not go down the rabbit hole that the Jews that the Torah is describing in the Tochacha. Let's recognize the tremendous schos, the tremendous merit. Let's continue to serve Hashem. Let's continue to strengthen ourselves, and let's always make sure to do it b'simcha u'b'tuv leiv, with happiness and with a full heart. Have a great Shabbos.